Welcome back, everyone, once again to my channel, Kytto Recaps. And guys, in the last part, you all absolutely flooded the likes and comments section. And one thing is now confirmed that all of you are incredibly excited for this series. And if you keep showing this kind of support, then I'll be uploading episodes on this channel on a daily basis. And yes, the target for this video is again 1,000 likes and 100 comments the moment the target is hit. The next video will be uploaded on the channel tomorrow itself, and today in this video, you're going to see how Juji is going to impress Tianren and how Ditian is going to feel when he finds out that Yuhao has now become a titled Douluo and has also formed his second soul. But before we move forward in this video, let's do a quick recap of what happened in the last part. In the last part, Yuhao had successfully formed his second soul core with the help of all his soul spirits. And along with that, he had also broken through to level 90, in which Elder Mu also stood by his side, and he used the soul force of the last part of his soul to save Yuhao from dying and sacrificed himself forever, and said goodbye to this world permanently. And now, the start of this episode picks up right from there. And we are first shown a secret letter on Tianren's desk in the Imperial Palace of Radiant City, and on it there's a cute little orange Mandarin logo, which makes it immediately clear that this letter was sent by Juji, and the moment he sees it, a smile spreads across Tianren's face. And friends, let me tell you that over the past few days, the Sun Moon Empire had tried everything to track down the enemies, but nothing had come of it, and Tianren was worried that Elder Kong's concern might turn out to be right, that the enemy possesses spatial ability. After which, Tianren opens the letter and starts reading it. And as he reads, his expressions keep changing, sometimes surprise, sometimes admiration. And friends, the main point of that letter was just 3 words: do not attack. And friends, let me tell you here that Juji's real plan was to keep Shrek City surrounded, but not attack it, so that the Star Luo Empire and Duling Empire would send their armies there, and once all that army gathered near Shrek City, they would have more flexibility to decide who to actually attack. And further in that letter, it was also written that if the enemies who attacked Radiant City were connected to Shrek Academy, then they would definitely come back and deploy their legions in Shrek City's defense. And this way, they would come directly into an open field battle where the Sun Moon Empire was practically unbeatable. Reading this, Tianren happily exclaims, "Wow, wow, wow," and even his injury feels a little lighter. And then he immediately writes a reply and says that Juji should do whatever she feels is right and not worry about Radiant City because the Imperial Soul Engineer Legion has returned and is protecting the palace. And in reality, Tianren didn't actually want to destroy Shrek City. He wanted Shrek City to bow before him because that would give him a very different kind of satisfaction. And along with that, he also thought that perhaps the secrets Shrek Academy holds about Soul Masters could solve one of his very specific problems. After which, the scene shifts to the Sun Moon Empire's commander tent, which is currently set up outside Shrek City, where Juji is sitting in her seat reading reports and feeling happy on the inside. And then she thinks to herself, why would she attack Shrek City? Because this academy is very important to Tianren, but her real target was someone else entirely. And friends, let me tell you that what she actually wanted was to destroy the Star Luo Empire. Because many years ago, it was the Star Luo Empire that had destroyed her own homeland and made her an orphan. After which, suddenly, Zhongliwu makes his entry into the tent, and he directly asks when the attack on Shrek City is finally going to happen. So Juji calmly answers that there are still 8 days left, and to have a little patience until the deadline. Hearing this from Juji, Zhongliwu says a little angrily that if they wait for reinforcements to arrive, they're going to take heavy losses, to which Juji directly asks him how much it would cost them if they attacked right now. After which, Juji explains to him that Shrek Academy now also has the ability to produce Class 9 stationary soul cannon shells, and they have Sea God's Pavilion Elders who are almost all at the Transcendent Douluo level. So this is not going to be easy at all, and the best strategy is to keep them surrounded but not attack. And the reinforcements that are coming are actually the real target. Hearing this, Zhongliwu understands something and asks whether she really doesn't want to attack Shrek City at all. After which, Juji tells him that she has already secretly moved 2 Soul Engineer legions out of the camp, and more than 50,000 troops have also moved out. Only the camp looks the same as before from the outside. And in between, they'll keep doing feint attacks so that Shrek Academy's attention stays focused here. Hearing this, Zhongliwu gets even more irritated, but Juji tells him in clear words that he is only a military supervisor and the right to make actual decisions belongs only to the commander, meaning it belongs to me. So stay in your lane, and if you have a problem, you can go talk directly to Tianren. After which, Zhongliwu gets a little scared, because he knew that understanding Juji's strategy was very difficult for him, but her decisions always turned out to be right. And friends, let me tell you that Zhongliwu wasn't afraid of Juji's fighting power, but of her military strategy, which is why he angrily flicks his sleeve and walks out, and Juji watches his back and gives a faint little smile. After which Juji thinks to herself that these evil soul masters keep getting in the way of their planning. And friends, let me tell you here that both Juji and Jutianren actually dislike the Holy Ghost Church, because they feared that one day these people might try to seize the throne themselves. And lost in this thought, Juji is reminded of her son, and the hardness in her eyes softens a little, because she was worried that the Holy Ghost Church might do something to harm her son, which is exactly why she had already placed a powerful person on guard for his safety. And friends, let me know in the comments what the name of that soul master is. And after this, our scene shifts back to the Tang sect in Shrek City, where Yuhao's spiritual soul core was vibrating intensely, and his eye of destiny had opened on its own, and its light had spread across the entire room. And friends, let me tell you that the spiritual power Elder Mu had given him had been fully absorbed, and this had made the spiritual soul core even stronger, and along with that, the ultimate ice soul core in the chest had also grown 3 times larger than before, and its rotation speed had become so fast that it was no longer even visible to the eye. After which the clash between the 2 soul cores intensifies even further, and Yuhao's body starts shaking uncontrollably. And Snow Girl and Ice Empress keep doing their work, and because of the Dragon Pill's energy, Yuhao's body had been holding on until now. And friends, this stage had now reached a point where turning back was no longer possible, because if he failed now, it wouldn't just be an injury, his entire body could explode. After which the spiritual soul core gets even angrier, and right then, the room's temperature starts dropping, because the star anise mysterious ice grass starts using its star anise icy coagulation ability, and begins pulling the ultimate ice energy in the air, and supplying it back to Snow Girl. And a little while later, the spiritual soul core's energy becomes so intense that Yuhao's body starts tearing again, and even Leah can no longer control. After which right then, Snow Girl's ice crystal suddenly rises up again, and its spiritual aura was so cold and sharp that it passed straight through the spiritual soul core, which caused the spiritual soul core to feel like it had been plunged into ice-cold water for a moment, and it stopped. And in that very moment, Snow Girl's ice crystal suddenly explodes, and its entire energy forms streaks and rushes toward the ultimate ice soul core, and Yuhao feels that Snow Girl has put absolutely everything she has into this. After which that ball of soul power in the chest grows 10 times larger in just a few seconds, and then suddenly compresses back to its original size under a mysterious force, and its color turns dark blue. And friends, let me tell you that it now looks exactly like a real soul core looks, and seeing this, Yuhao himself is left in complete shock, because he thought this was going to take 3 times more time and energy. After which the spiritual soul core attacks again, and this time Yuhao cannot fully stop it. But right then, a mysterious cooling sensation is felt in the chest, and a powerful intent directly freezes that spiritual power, meaning spiritual power could also be frozen. And seeing this, Yuhao is completely stunned. And on this side, Star Anise, Little Bai, and Ice Empress all together pour in their full power. And right then, with a massive sound, Yuhao's entire body feels like an explosion, and his mind goes completely blank. After which, the scene shifts to the Lake of Life in the Great Star Dew Forest. And friends, let me tell you that this place was forbidden for any powerful creature. But right then, with a thunderous explosion, a black figure appears from the middle of the lake. And friends, this is none other than Ditian himself. After which Ditian says in surprise that why can't he sense Yuhao? And friends, let me tell you that Ditian has a reverse scale which he had given to Yuhao, through which he could always track him and help him in times of need. But suddenly, he couldn't sense that scale at all. And he fears that maybe Yuhao has died, because inside him is the power of destiny of the 3-eyed golden lion which protects the Great Star Dew Forest, which is exactly why it was essential for him to stay alive. After which Ditian decides that he'll go find out himself what happened to Yuhao, and in just an instant he tears through space and arrives above Shrek City, where Shrek City's alarm systems detect him, and 10 soul engineers fly up into the air to stop him, but with just a single sound from Ditian, all of them fall to the ground. And he says, "Bring Yuhao out! I have some questions to ask him." After which some people come up from the Shrek Academy side, whose leadership was being handled by Yan Xiaojie, and with him were also Xian Liner, Qian Duoduo, Kai Meier, and Zhang Lexuan. And seeing Ditian, the tension on everyone's faces is clearly visible, because making Ditian angry was not good for anyone. After which Yan Xiaojie respectfully asks that beast god, "It's been a long time. What brings you to Shrek Academy?" So Ditian says in surprise that Yan Xiaojie, "How have you improved so quickly in the past few days?" And friends, let me tell you that Yan Xiaojie had now become one of the strongest soul masters in Shrek Academy. And Ditian is a little surprised to see him this strong. After which Yan Xiaojie politely says that he is nothing compared to him, and asks whether he has come to help in their defense, and then points toward the Sun Moon Empire army standing outside. Hearing this, Ditian pauses a little and looks outward, and he senses a dangerous aura coming from the camp, meaning someone is there who could also be a threat even for him. After which Ditian clearly states that he has not come to help them, This is a human problem and humans should solve it themselves, and he has only come to find Yuhao, and then he demands that he be brought outside. And with this, our episode for today ends right here. But in the next episode, a very big battle is going to take place at Shrek Academy for Yuhao, and very soon we're going to see Beast God Ditian coming into action once again. And let me know in the comments who he's going to fight this time. And tell me one more thing, that if you watch my videos on a daily basis, what mistakes do you notice in them? Meaning, what can I do better in my videos? And also let me know how you like this part in the comments. And yes, get the 1,000 likes target done in this video. And until then, bye-bye, take care.